Hey, how you doing? Raymond Norris. This is Lab 6. Here's my post-lab video reflection. So this week we did 2 labs. So I'll be talking about both of those labs. First one I'm going to touch on is the chemistry of ice cream. Kind of a fun one there. Nothing too crazy, like chemical-wise. So pretty much safety, though, for this one is I always use my goggles because, I mean, messing with the salt rock and all that stuff and the way that it reacts, it could splash in my eye or something of that nature or get in my eye. So that's why I'd rather just wear those. Insulated glove and heat pad, I mean, that just made sense. So when you're dealing with the ice and rock salt, it brought the ice down to a very low temperature. So with that there, you don't want to touch that with your bare hand. Freeze, burn, anything of that nature could happen. So, and then and heat pad just for that. So when you put the bag down, you just make sure that's not on the actual surface itself. So keep that one in mind. Yeah. So for the second experiment, kind of the same manner, still were the goggles, hydrogen peroxide, messing with that. Yeast packets. I didn't know really what to expect with doing this, so that's why I decided just to wear the actual goggles itself. You never know, messing with the heat and yeast and all that stuff there, so kept in mind. So that's why I wore there. Both experiments were done in my kitchen, just with water there. I had my oven or stove there that I was able to use, so I just made sure that I kept that, kept everything in one area. All right. So, results. So for the ice cream one here, temperatures got down pretty low. Got cold with the rock salt. I've seen an ice cream experiment done before, so it wasn't one of those ones where I thought it was going to be nothing kind of too outlandish, but it still was, it was kind of what I expected of it. The biggest thing with this one here is, I guess I didn't get the full ice cream consistency, but just with dealing with, just not using all the ingredients and stuff of that nature. We were on the lines of making ice cream, but like, ice cream has sugar and all that good stuff in it. So that there, I didn't actually get the ice cream taste. I did try to taste it. It was, like I said, it was a little bit more chalky than anything really. So, but on the lines of, I can still see how that can be made into ice cream. I've used rock salt before and other times to make ice cold, say if we're having a barbecue for drinks and stuff of that nature. So for the next one, we have our enzyme activity. So we're doing those just in there. So cold, hot, and then room temperature. So for the cold one, we had a smaller balloon. So then we did. So for the hot one, it was probably the biggest balloon circumference. Centimeters was 23. For the cold, it was 13. And for the room temperature one, it was 14.2. So with that there, it kind of just shows how, I guess with it being more hot, the hydrogen, it catalyzes water and oxygen. So the hotter it is, the faster it produced the activity rate. The colder it was, the slower it was. So that's why you had the cold being the lowest one, you had the room temperature being in the middle, and you had the hot being the hottest one there. Biggest thing, like I said, the biggest thing with that one is it just made the balloon bigger with it being hot. So keep that in mind. All right. So, the temperature, I mean, to me, I got a lower temperature when I put the rock salt in with the ice and then did the shaking. So I don't know if it was, I think the mixture of both and the movement of both kind of caused the rock salt to make the ice colder. So that's why I felt that. Yeah, it says explain why the temperature of your ice cream ingredients did not change during the phase change. So maybe I was guessing it during the wrong part of it. I was trying to find a YouTube example about it, and I really couldn't find much on it other than showing me that experiment. So like I said, just went with what the instructions said, and like I said, took the temperature, and my eyes, when I went to shaking the bag and stuff like that, took the temperature, I noticed it actually getting colder. So So a little bit of self-reflection. As always, this never goes as I guess planned, or at least what I think was planned. So for the ice cream one, I expected more of an ice cream consistency where, but like I said, it just makes more sense when I'm pretty sure when you make like Bluebell ice cream or anything of that nature, it has more ingredients, probably more high tech than some Ziploc bags and me shaking it for 3 to 10 minutes. So in mind, with the enzyme activity, I kind of figured that was going to be with the mixture of the yeast and all that stuff. As you use yeast in certain products like bread and all the baking goods and stuff like that. I mean, even in like beer, you have that in it. So the hotter it got, you see how bread expands. I mean, I don't know if this is actually scientifically proven, but you see how some people have beer guts. I guess I hope that I don't know if that's an actual scientific way of thinking about it, but I mean, I heard that a lot of that stuff came from like yeast and stuff of that nature. But like I said, with heating up that, it made more sense, because I've seen some videos where baking bread, and a lot of times they'll mix it, let the dough sit in the refrigerator for like an hour or a day or so, and then once they actually go to start like baking and stuff like that, that's when you get the yeast to rise and stuff of that nature. Troubleshooting, I really didn't have to do no troubleshooting. I mean, I just went ahead and went with it, kind of took it for what it was. A lot of these experiments, like I said, me going by step of each of them, actually felt like I got the result I was supposed to get. And I've seen some of the people's, reviews in our discussion and pretty much how they talk about, they kind of, the ice cream didn't come out how they thought it was, and like I said, the enzyme activity, that made sense how, it expanded out when it got hot and didn't kind of do nothing when it was cold, and was a little bit more when it was room temperature. So, reveal any laboratory skills that still need improvement. This one here, not really, because I don't think this one really tested a whole lot of stuff with pretty much the only chemical being used is hydrogen peroxide. I mean, we used the rock salt and some, so, but yeah, it just wasn't, like I said, it wasn't one of those ones where we were actually heating up the actual like chemicals that were in our kit and stuff like that. I feel like this one here was a fairly safe one. So, and pretty much that is all for this week. Once again, had fun doing this. I thought it was a great experiment. This is actually showing me a lot of stuff that, I took the chemistry class, but actually putting it to work, it's actually showing me a lot. So thank you.